back here in the craft room, and I'm super excited to share a product with you that I recently fell in love with, and I think you're gonna love it too. It is the Spellbinders Cut and Emboss Folders. Let's take a look. I have 3 of the brand new folders in front of me I'm gonna use in today's video, and they're so stunning. The whole collection is absolutely beautiful. The first one I'm gonna use is Flora and Fauna, so let's just grab that and get right into it. So the folders not only emboss beautifully, but they also have these fun little cut lines, which of course don't show up perfectly until you get them in through the machine. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to grab this lemongrass cardstock and just place it right in the folder. And then I'm going to grab my cute little Platinum 6 out here. Now the sandwich is of course on the platform, but nothing like seeing it in real life, right? So I just put the folder directly on the platform. No need to have a plate underneath or anything. And one cutting plate on top. So easy, right? That's what I love about these folders. They are so easy to use. It is basically one swipe through, cuts and embosses. Can't wait to show you. Okay, let me move that cutting plate. And here is the paper in the folder. Let's check it out. Oh my gosh, so pretty. I'll pop these 2 little guys out here. One little touch. But look how it has that gorgeous, gorgeous embossing. And then also these fun little cut details. They just add that extra little level to the embossing folder. I think it's so cute. Absolutely love it. So here's the emboss side. Of course, it has deboss and emboss. This is the deboss side, and here's the emboss side. This is the one I'm going to kind of ratchet it up one more level to just show you one extra technique you can do with this guy. Now these folders are so pretty as is. And absolutely you can use it as is and just make your card and off you go. But this technique I want to show you just adds, I think, one more little extra dimension to it. So what I'm doing is I'm going to go ahead and grab our whipped cream cardstock, or whipped cream ink, excuse me, not cardstock. I'm going to use that later. And this is a method where I'm putting the ink, which this is a pigment ink, directly onto the raised portions of the folder. So I'm just holding it really flat on there and just gently rubbing it back and forth. So all it's doing is picking up, again, that embossed line on the cardstock and just adding a little bit of an accent. So I'm going to stop right there so you can see the difference between this butterfly and branch area and then up here without the ink. Now, like I said, they're both really pretty. You can use either one for your card, but sometimes adding that little bit of ink just makes it pop a tiny bit more. So do you guys want to see the finished project that I created using this? I know you do. I'm going to bring it in. Look how absolutely pretty that is. And really, there is not that much to finishing the card. I stamped a simple sentiment on the front, which I'll show you the stamp set I used. It's the Darling Fun Stamper's Journey Spread Love. I actually used this on all 3 of my projects today. So I did that, and then I just took some of our tiny little tattered blooms right here, added them, and then a couple little sparklies. You know, life is always good with a couple sparkles. But isn't that just stunning? Now that is a card that I would absolutely love to send to anybody. It looks like you spent hours and hours and hours on it, but it was so easy, right? One pass, cut, emboss, done. I just love that. Okay, let me show you one more card I did with the same technique, only this has a different sentiment. Let me just pop it in here. So isn't this one gorgeous? I'm going to bring the folder in so you can see what it looks like. This one is called the Floral Splash Folder. So it's this project's a little bit hard to read on the label, so I love that you can see it in real life right here. So isn't that stunning? It's got kind of almost like the look of a wheat branch or something on it. I thought it was perfect for a wedding sentiment. So pretty, so gorgeous. So those are 2 exactly the same technique I used on both. Totally different looks, different occasions, but absolutely stunning. Okay, so I've got one more I want to show you. This is a little bit different technique on this 3rd project. So let me grab the smaller folder and we'll dive right in. Okay, so this time I'm going to use is the Floral Reflections. And this is a regular A2 card size. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the other projects that I had earlier were 5x7 cards. So this is more of a traditional card size. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some Pool Play cardstock. But before I put the cardstock in, I'm going to add some ink right to the folder. I think this is a really fun technique too that adds a little extra wow factor. You can see that this one's got little tiny cut lines there too. And this is not going to really matter, adding the ink to the folder. It might turn that foam just a tiny bit blue. By the way, I should talk to you about the foam in here. These little guys that are the cutting blades that you can see, actually have little pieces of white foam inside. So you don't want to try to pick those out or do anything to those. The first time I used the Cut and Emboss folder, I thought, oh, maybe those are little pieces of paper stuck inside, and I started to try to take one out. And I found out that that is foam that actually stays in there. So don't take it out. Lesson learned. Okay, so I'm going to grab my blue ink. So this is the same ink that matches the cardstock. And I'm just adding ink right to that side that has the little blades on it. And you can see that that's not a super dark ink, but you can see that little bit of blue adding in there. Okay, I'll make sure I got ink everywhere, hopefully, up to all the four corners. And I'm just kind of patting and rubbing it on. Okay, now I'm going to place my cardstock inside. And again, that same exact sandwich that we talked about before. All you need is your platform and your folder and your one cutting plate. And seriously, I told you guys this was easy, right? I was so right. Okay, we'll just run it right through. Dink-a-dink-a-dink. You have to make the sound effects too. People always tease me about that. Okay, so let's move these guys. And now when we take the folder off that's got the ink, look how pretty that is. So it's subtle. It's not a super, super dark effect. Again, if you use darker ink, you know, you could get different effects. Maybe you want a little bit darker blue. Maybe you want, you could even try it with a white pigment ink. That would be pretty on a colored cardstock. So no matter what kind of ink you want to try, the effect is super easy, but super effective. So I love how that looks. So to finish this card, I would just go ahead and trim it down. I always like my paper a little bit bigger when it goes into the folder. So that's why I have that. And let's check out this little cutie patootie here. Look how fun. So you can see that the ink does dry slightly lighter when it goes into the cardstock. So, but again, it just highlights that embossing so beautifully, just makes it pop all the more. And again, the simple sentiment from that same stamp set, a few little cute little sequins, and I just love it. So let's take one more look at all three of the projects. All right, let's check it out. They just look so stunning. I just love how they turned out. So thanks for checking out this quick little video on the Cut and Emboss folders. I know if you try them, you will absolutely fall in love with them too. Thanks so much.